I just.
Good thing I might have right down the road.
We can wait a few minutes for Michelle, but I did hit the line.
Holly Woolridge is on her way.
Oh,
She's ready.
How's the fundraising from
Pretty good. Yeah. Maybe about 200 after Sunday, whatever. I'm trying to get decorations and stuff.
Yeah, that's better than. This is, I did mine weirdly, Kevin, I plagiarized math. And I put little, I took, so I put little, you'll see the numbers and then one of my comments of areas I thought of where to do things, because a lot of it, Kevin, I already agreed with your overlay of how it already looked, it made sense. But then I wanted to make notes of certain things of potential for other areas. So, I did put it in the drive folder. Has everyone made it in the drive yet?
I was looking at it today, yep.
Okay.
I haven't been there for a while.
Okay. I don't know what's in here. I mean, if you want me to throw up the projector, I can. Put stuff on the wall. Hi, how are ya?
How you doing?
Good.
Hello. Anywhere for
Do you know if Holly's coming? Yeah. You got Holly's coming?
I don't, I thought.
Or Rusty and Tom?
Oh. I didn't, did they reply to that email? I don't remember.
I don't think so.
They never do though, so I'll just email them and see.
Shoot, Holly did, didn't she?
I thought she, no, I don't think she can make tonight.
Oh, okay. You were away.
I was, that was a while ago.
Yeah.
It seems like so long ago. It's good though. We went to the Bahamas.
Yeah. Right. So what I gave you there, Holly, is you'll see a bunch of numbers on Kevin's map. And the sheet behind it is the explanation of what I thought. It was just my quick way of doing it. And again, if anyone does want me to fill in the wall, I can do that. It's just, I got here late. Emily, did you want one? I printed out 7. Do you guys want to give them the 5 minutes to see if anyone else shows? Or?
I think that's only first.
Does it?
I think it's really.
Oh,
Yeah.
wrong truck. Okay. That's sure. It's nice and soft, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. So, shocking. Did you hear that?
I'm sure it's running up mine too, but still, as I go.
So yeah, a couple more minutes. So it's only 6:04.
Yeah.
Holly's on the way.
Oh, she is? Oh, good, because she said that Mondays were hard for her. But the rest of the week was, like, there wasn't much choices, and I have comprehensive on Thursday. And I'll probably just set that up and I guess wasn't here since I'm using, right? Hopefully I have enough. More to do it.
What is that? Sorry.
Hmm.
What is that?
I have a projector that put it on the wall. Let me see if it's in our research. I have this one. 2 different computers. Yeah, I have one. Okay.
Open chair.
Oh, but you want, come on up.
You want to look first night?
Yes, Kevin's right. And then Michelle, please. No, there's, they're associated properties.
I'll have to shut the light off first to see. Let me see how. And I'll shut up one light so we can see a little better. And I'm willing to do this at any meetings. I'm gonna leave this here for other committees to use. It's only. But, all right. Okay. Let me see if I can get the chairs slided. Wedges.
Oh.
Need wedges. Need things. Not crazy. I did ask the select board for whiteboard. No, really short. And there is also a way to do this so it can be shared on Zoom, which again, I'll talk to them about doing that for anyone that does on Zoom or so the public can see what we're looking at. All right, so do you feel like we've waited long enough for the Johnson? So.
Yep.
All right, so this is the January 1st, 2024 Bunganut Committee meeting. Starting from my right, if everyone wants to say who is here. And Holly.
Holly Wolf.
Karen Kay, Michelle Fontaine.
Liz Mitchell.
Kevin Bear.
All right, we have a person in the audience. Thank you for attending. So before break, I think we had left off talking about kind of after our meeting with David Means, which is very informative, and also makes you realize how big the project is. I also had some conversations with the town manager and a couple of emails from her regarding surveys, because one of the things that we're going to run into for anything, for any kind of grant, is we're gonna have a survey. And even the smallest survey, which wouldn't include wetlands, it wouldn't really be everything that we need for a survey. It was like, I think it was like $3,000 or $4,000. The other one was over $20,000, I think it was for a survey, and that was just for basically the lakeside. It didn't even include like the full picture of Bunganut. So, this is where it's hard, where we don't have a budget, we don't have finances to do things, and yes, we can get grants, but to get a grant, you have to survey.
So do you think, oh, go ahead.
Is there a way to, and I'm not familiar with this, is there a way to dig somehow to find out if there has been one done? So I read through.
There is one, but it's from 1984, and it won't fly.
So did the 2006
Mhm.
Project Canopy thing, she
Yeah.
said, how could they have had town property law?
It says that they did a survey, and I read it just.
Right, but I think it's the owner, what happened is apparently whoever did their first survey, it was the same person, so they took the one that they already had. So, but I think at this point, it would have to be redone, was my understanding. I could be wrong, we can check with Lindsay.
I think it'd be worth at least
Digging
getting
a
our
little.
hands on it and seeing.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe she's already done that.
Okay, what was the forestry stuff from her?
I have so many comments and questions about that thing, but some of it's not quite related to like our goals.
Right, right. Which I didn't get a chance to put this in Drive, which I can do that as well.
It's only a boundary survey, it's not a project.
Did you get a chance to look through that, Kevin? That Project Canopy grant package that she emailed?
I did skim through it, yes.
I found that.
I'm gonna put it in Drive and I'm gonna forward it to everyone right now, whoever doesn't have it. She did send it to all of us, but when we send it to everyone again? Or is it just Karen that was in? No.
I'll just look on the drive, that's fine.
Right, I'll send it to you guys, and I'll put it in Drive. So, yeah, I mean, even if we did have a survey of sorts, even if we did have a survey of sorts, anyone for grants is gonna require more.
So what if we, I think Dave Mains's major message was to pull a plan together. What if we focus on pulling a plan together based on the different things that we want to see? And then as we prioritize those, could we then do a survey for priority A? And then, maybe go to the town for money like Kennebunk Pond did, and, get that money to put towards a survey and a landscape architect. I think if we got $10,000 from the town, like we did, that money could go right far in getting us off the ground.
Right, and I was also thinking too, along the lines of even just the $10,000 to get us started, even going here. One thing I was thinking about is, the town allotted finances for the cemetery to cut down trees by selling land, and yes, they still have to sell that land. I don't see why we can't ask them to do the same thing for Bunganut. It's so far behind.
I think it's getting them to get going for at least a survey, if we really need it, I think that's appropriate.
I think we have to have the plan first, though. How do you ask anybody for money
Right.
if you don't have a plan?
That's true.
I'm gonna sound like a broken
No,
record, but I think that's number one.
No, I think you're 100% right, Karen. I think you're right. So the other thing I'm going to invite you guys to, and this is the other one that will hopefully help as well, is I have these little, again, I'm a bit of a nerd for this stuff. I am Bunganut. I think I am. Maybe not. Oh, my Bunganut's not on here. I have one for Bunganut on here as well, where it's like it's a folder to put everything in and organize it a little better. I will find out where I have one. This one's different, it's OneNote. I have this one going, but that way we can all kind of, I don't know. So Karen, what are your thoughts? Because you did Kennebunk, so,
I think the first thing is put together a plan. My thought process works like this. we can all have a glimpse of what happens in this head.
Well, you have the experience, so this is
Yeah,
good.
I think you look at the survey results and you look at what people want, so you take those priorities. Then you look at, what's most feasible. We can prioritize maybe the top, I don't know how many. And then start tackling each one individually.
Right. My memory is like, one of the biggest one everyone wanted was trails.
Walking trails,
So-
not necessarily dog walking,
Right.
just walking trails that are safer
So-
for older people.
I'm just gonna type as we go, I guess.
That was one of the things that popped into my mind when you first, whoever it was that said, maybe there should be a Bunganut committee, and I thought, ooh, I would love to join because I love trails and so forth. But then I'm trying to go back to that meeting, which I could find which one it was first referenced in, but was the point of it though to stop losing the money to the Y?
Correct.
They keep
What
going
was the
back to
original
But I-
point?
I
Yes.
think
It
that,
was both.
but I think that's the responsibility of the select board. Right now, there's ways for them to rectify that, they just have to choose to do it. I think our responsibility is the townspeople want certain things there that are not there. We can, we can come up with a plan, go to the select board and say, this is what the town people want. This is what you're spending there, what are the town people getting for it? We need to show them what they're expending, but what the town people want and they're not getting. So they have to find a way to fix that. We don't have the power to fix that. We have the power to fundraise. We have the power to host a cleanup in the spring in conjunction with the fundraiser. We have the power to do those things.
I think it sort of goes hand in
Generating
hand.
activities.
Exactly. And then, maybe if we start having trails, you can say donation, come and, if you have a bucket that says $5 donation for trail maintenance. I mean, just whatever it takes, hit businesses up again. Does a business want to buy a length of trail? These are things that can happen where we don't technically need a survey at that point either. There is, and I've been trying to get my hands on it, and I don't know if anyone else knows what it is, there is a map somewhere of the trails
Yeah, in this report,
in there.
it said it was included in an appendix,
Right.
and I believe it, it was some spot where there's literally like a blank page.
Right.
Where it looks like it should have been
Right.
there. I would love to see that.
So there
I would love to
is-
see this whole thing.
Yeah.
There's
Yes.
a lot in here, I think.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go further down the page and I'll also do things that we would like to see.
I think one of the things that could be implemented right away is having a fee schedule for the ball fields. Instead of it being donations, have a structured fee schedule so that you know what's going to come
Isn't
in.
that also up to the select board, not up to us?
We
So
can
we can't say-
recommend it, because without them having something to go on, like your experience or the fields you've been on, we can say to them, hey, this is the types of communities or things are gonna use the park. If we can go to them with a fee schedule, they can then take it under advisement. It saves them doing all the work, not because again, we're the community saying what's wrong with what's partially broken.
Right, but I think that in the same breath, it should be the same for how we can help remedy the why money situation. We could provide solutions for that instead of just
Yes.
saying, well, that's in your hands.
Yes.
Right.
Why
Well,
don't we come up with a solution for it?
Right. We can give them what we
Maybe
think that people want, and then we can we can also give suggestions to how we think it could change right now. And then they can take it under advisement.
Right.
And it's up to them, the powers that be, what they do with it. But I think it is a thing to say, the fees for, maybe the Y pays us to use the park. That building is going to crap in a heartbeat and nothing's been done with it.
Right.
Which would be, if it was a well-maintained building, it would be a great building for rec too. But there's just such a lopsidedness right now, and now it's financially impacting the town.
Right, so I
Yeah.
would think the first step would be going to them to give them these options, like,
Yep.
this is what you could do instead of paying the Y this much money, we offer this solution, X, Y, Z.
So field side, fee schedule for fields.
Yeah, because no matter what we recommend, it's gonna cost money to get things in the right condition,
And heading in the right
to
direction.
get it managed during the off-season, which it's not now. So I think it is upon us to come up with ways of getting funds.
It's like, first thing is a safer way to get down to the water. I mean, that's just a trademark with those steps. That needs to be just, you know, put
Didn't
it
the
down.
town manager say that there was potential for us in the budget moving forward?
Yes, and right now it hasn't been decided, and it would be a very small amount of money anyway, so again, it would be one of those things, like, oh, $10,000 probably will not get us that far. So again, that was something Kevin had put on the map, which I don't know right now, somewhere here. Was the switchback, he mentioned, he put that on his map. And that was one that I thought was still something that should be done is, like, I know Holly, you wanted that hill for sledding. So maybe they could have a fence poster that could be removed for sledding during the winter. But then it's up during the summer and the rest of the year to keep people from going over the, you know, and tumbling down.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Because that'd be bad.
Yeah, you think.
You know, simple stuff like that, so, so walking was probably the,
Yeah,
That comes
I
to
have
my
the
mind a
next one
lot.
right here. It was the walking trails.
uh-huh,
It was creating a small concert event venue, providing winter activities, picnic shelters, and improved handicap elderly access. Okay,
what was it, providing winter activities?
picnic shelters and improved handicap elderly access.
Yeah, and
And
there
then
should
there
be
was-
more than one handicap parking spot.
Yeah, then there was a needs improvement section, and that was fixing the drainage issue in the field. Increasing handicap parking in the lower level.
The changing track.
Vehicles, that's redundant. Year-round parking. More shade at the beach. Improved changing rooms and restrooms. And improved access to the waterfront.
So we have those listed out, and then I have improvements. So on the field side, fee schedule for the field use.
Who else is sent money for that besides soccer?
Well, that's what's interesting is the Y uses it, and they rent it out to other other parks and rec.
They were
places.
the field.
I think the other people don't, the other stuff that come, like the rec programs that come, I think they still have use of that side too. Yeah.
I know that there
There's
is
that
some
money.
rec program that uses
They
it
don't
because they leave
I mean, well,
stuff
they do, but
there.
it's like $200 for like a busload of kids or something like that, and it's not.
I know somebody uses it, but I don't
Yeah.
think that they pay the town.
No, but the Y's would be in, that's why.
Little leagues.
Little
Little
League
League
and
uses
soccer
it.
pay.
Yeah.
And Little League is trying
And then
to
up on the
add,
school group too,
yes,
Yeah.
that's who it is,
Yeah, they do
yes.
too.
Who's
But
that?
the other people who use it, the Y collects the money, so it gets mixed, so that's where they're trying to bring it back into the fold of the town. So for lakes, the lake side, so field side, field fee schedule, field use. You wanna suggest the town collecting the money?
People, they give the money, so why are we saying give the money?
I think they give it to the Y.
Nope.
Some people don't. No, but the other ones, the other ones
pays
do,
the town.
but the other ones don't, so I think there has to be like a protocol.
Like the other groups that rent it do, they don't pay like they pay for porta potties, they pay for something.
I don't think that it should be a fee schedule, because Massapequa Little League, not Little League, but soccer pays for the porta potties.
And so does the Little League and,
Right, if when they're using it, they pay for the porta potties,
so
so
does the
why?
whole school group.
Right, but maybe that's if the town has porta potties there in general, and they pay for it.
Then they should pay for the porta
Right,
potties.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly, so fee schedule, and so in conjunction,
We have the porta potties there, but when you guys pay, you guys pay for them.
Right, yeah. But also, how would they know that that money is going to Bunganut?
Jeanette's stuff account.
So if, say,
So all expenses are tracked, all money is tracked into a non-lapsing account for Bunganut.
okay,
Yeah, that was set up when we formed the committee.
okay.
Yeah.
So when, like, a club pays for
Mm-hmm.
the porta potty, or not porta potties, but pay, that this is our $1,000 donation,
Uh-huh.
that goes to Bunganut.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, because I think
And
what
does that go towards the maintenance of Bunganut?
it's
Not to the committee.
Right.
It goes
Yeah.
to,
but right now, we're, like I said, we're so lopsided right now, it's a little scary. So, and I think that Lindsay was coming with a way to track everyone, maybe have letters that go out every year to the others that use it, so that way it can be tracked and everyone is paying their monies. Because there did go for a long time that there was, I don't remember what it was, but there was a point when people weren't paying for like years. And it wasn't realized, it was caught like, I think 4 years ago or something like that. So, you know, that's rectified, which is great, but I think there definitely needs to be like protocol in place or some kind of calendar reminder.
And we are choosing the amount to donate, so that's the other thing. If they want a certain amount, they should say so. We vote on the amount and that's it.
Right,
who's we, you mean the best messages
Yeah.
group?
Yeah, the group that,
So it's not the
Whichever.
town saying that this is
No.
how much it is?
no, they're saying you can pay what you want.
Right.
On what we do right about this.
We donated $1,000. That's
Yeah.
not just nothing.
right, I know, but it's like, it's $42,000 just for the lawns over there.
Right.
You know, so that's where, again, we gotta find a way to lower the gap,
Even, yeah.
because right now it's not, it is a huge,
Which also to note that they're immaculately maintained. I mean,
Right.
we've gotten so many comments from other clubs how beautiful it is.
but then we have the planes that pay for it. No one else can use it but the teams, so we've had that, you know, it's like if the town
I
taxpayers
think
are
they
paying
changed
for
that,
it.
right? It's open.
Right, it should be open.
It should be open now,
Yeah.
no, it's not.
It's locked right now. I don't know why. Whoever replaced the gate locked it and
Well, that
nobody
keeps-
knows the code.
But they
Is that
changed
because
the
of the
code.
rules?
Somebody
Somebody
changed it
wanted
and
to
we don't know it. That's a side note.
On
The
the
field
field.
side, we don't have the code. It's not what it used to be
As of when?
when they got, there's a new gate, right?
No, that was Lakeside. Lakeside got damaged and someone ran through it.
That's the other thing. So we also paid for half of that.
Right. I mean, those are things to take into consideration though, and like I said, this is just a jumping off point to give recommendations.
Yeah.
You know, it's not looking to screw anyone over that's using it. It's just looking in to make it fair to everyone that's using it, so maybe other people that are using it as well have to also contribute to it, if they- you know, it all goes into a fund that can then take care of things that happen. over there.
Oh, I agree with that.
You know, so I think that's the biggest thing is making sure that it's fair to soccer shouldn't be doing the brunt of it, and, you know, because baseball has a long season too. But, you know, the Y is using the whole field during the summer with their campers. They walk them across there and do their thing all day with them. So it's like, okay, you're using a field that's maintained really well.
Yeah, they should be charged
So
for that.
you should have to
Yeah.
contribute towards the maintenance of this field, because they gotta keep watering it, they gotta keep cutting it. So this is, I think, where a fee schedule in general is again.
It would make it cohesive.
Yes,
Baseball uses it far less than soccer,
Right.
obviously, but they are planning on
Right,
using it
but they
more
don't-
moving forward. They want to change it to be, it's right now they just use it for softball.
because they
I
don't have
believe
baseball.
they're hoping to also use it as baseball.
They use it for T-ball. Yes, they did,
Yes, but they're
but they're
trying to
doing it
use it even more than that, and I guess, I was gonna actually bring this up tonight, is there something about a shed being brought there from Massachusetts Little League? Do you know anything about that, Holly? I guess it went to the select board maybe, or something,
I
they
haven't
approved
seen
it, but I would think that something like that should come to us too, just so that,
I haven't seen that at
You
all,
can
and I
say-
attend all meetings.
okay, I'll find out,
Yeah,
but-
the only thing we've seen is the bid for fixing the siding.
Yes, yeah.
okay.
I know that the Boy Scouts have been, and I guess it takes them a couple of years to do their projects. There was a Boy Scout that came here probably about 4 years ago that wanted to rehab Chad, is it Chad Warden here?
Yeah,
And was gonna make it back into the baseball field.
It's been about 2 years.
Yeah, it's been a couple of years.
That will be, yes, I
Yeah.
know. I'll-
So
that will
anyhow,
be
but I
revisited
mean,
very shortly.
The problem is, like, there is no baseball field in Bunganut. You know, that was one of the things that I
Right.
put on my little list, like, there's no basketball here, there's no baseball, there's no tennis courts, those would be lovely things down there, far, far down the road.
Nobody's asked for those.
Right, no, not yet.
Anyways, yes, I just
So
think it
can
should
we-
be
can we
cohesive amount.
capture Who's using the fields? Like, do we know Who's using the fields?
Okay,
Those who have asked to use it, you know.
okay, go ahead.
Soccer has to be noted,
Mhm.
accessibility,
Mhm.
Whole school group,
I'm not familiar with the other
Mhm.
they do soccer.
one.
Yeah, that's all
That's all that's asked to use it.
Right,
Why,
I mean, and that was,
why uses it with other rec departments?
I think
must.
so, yeah, and the other thing that we found out is like, the town assumed the Y was advertising, like, the Pines and the use of things, and that's not what's happening. So they're like, oh, we have it on our website, you have to dig to find it. So like the rental of the Pines is also like really under, definitely, so that's where.
It's interesting that like didn't even come up on the survey, did it? I didn't see anybody
For what?
mention,
No.
that was something that they were interested in, improving as far as Bunganut.
No, just covered sheltered picnic
Because
area.
Yeah.
People
That's as
don't
close as
realize
it
they
got.
can use it, because it's
Exactly.
taken over by the kids nonstop all summer, they don't realize that it really pollutes the townspeople.
So as far as advertising goes too, do we have capacity to attract more people
We
to
do.
use the fields?
Yeah, I mean, I know Gorham allows like people to have like, gosh, they have like, people can have a football birthday party on the field, and I think it's like $300 to do it. So, I know Gorham has their own, like, you can have a birthday party on their fields there. It wasn't cheap.
Outdoor field?
Yeah, I feel like we shouldn't charge for that.
No.
No, I mean, they
If you live in
literally.
Lyman, you should be able
well,
to use the field.
Yeah.
Right, I mean, I'm talking out from outside of Lyman, do you know what I'm saying? Because Bunganut's free to Lyman residents, but if you have someone from another town that wants to come in, like the Pines, I don't think Lyman
Well,
residents.
I think that Lyme residents don't even know about the pines. I think our priority should be
Right.
cleaning up the pines very simply, just like sweeping and trimming trees, whatever it may be. Bring in some flowers and some string lights and take pictures with an iPhone with a pretty
Right.
background and post and say, hey, rent this space for this amount
So
for
for
your
the-
next birthday party.
Where would
That's a
we-
very quick and simple solution to make.
They're not.
Where would we do that? If we were to-
Your local, the reporter, your local little newspapers,
Online,
online,
Facebook?
Facebook would get,
massive hits.
Yeah.
Like I said, the local newspapers. You have some of those sites that are like wedding venue sites
All
that
the time.
you get it on something like that.
Where could I post a baby shower?
Yep,
right.
Where could I
Yep,
post a-
all the time.
And during the summer, they can have it at the cute little house on the
I'm
end.
sure that they would send it out in the town blurb email
Yeah.
every,
Well, one thing to get it in, one thing that goes out to everyone is the tax bill. Everyone gets a mail tax bill. So we're allowed to actually ask for a little blurb to be put in there. Like right now, the comprehensive plan is asking for a blurb to be put in for surveys for us. So we're gonna do a little bright color piece of paper that's gonna go to everyone's tax bill. So that's also a way to get across that we have the Pines available for rent. Is you get it in the next tax bill, and tax bills go out twice a year, so it's not like a one-shot deal, oh no, that's where goes until next time. And granted, I mean, right now it just needs to be cleaned up.
I really think that
Totally.
you could very simply do it, and it's a very quick way to get it out there to at least start making something, even if it's $100. Just to start, if you have 5 people rent it throughout spring and summer, that's $500 that we didn't have before.
It used to be rented all the time.
Wow.
And then-
Years ago, yeah.
And then
like,
they
it was always
just got,
Is it just one area now, or is it
it's
two?
just, well, I think they have it as 2, but it could be 3. Okay, so we've done field side,
I have one question on the field side. Is the intent to have that open, like if I should be able to go park up there and play on the field with my kids if there's nobody on it? Because I thought that that's what Chad Bourne was for. I was always under the impression that Chad Bourne was like the open one.
but they have that locker too, because it's not safe.
Sometimes it's locked, sometimes it's
I
not.
know.
So, I always thought that was the one that I swear I had heard someone say that, it was like, that one was for, public, family, fun use, or whatever, and that, I was in the impression that. The Bunganut field side was like not really
They should go.
public.
No, they're both to be public.
Yeah, but I think there should be some restrictions, like, I mean, if it gets brutalized, then
Oh, yeah, then there
it's gonna
has to be,
locked again.
it has to be locked or there's
Yeah.
cameras put out, you
Yeah.
know, or people have to, like I said, this is the whole point, and I know people think I'm crazy about the gate thing, but if someone has a card, they're being tracked when they're going in at the gate.
Why is it locked? Why is it always
Nobody
locked?
knows. Nobody knows.
Somebody
locks it up.
Right, somebody knows what I.
So
Whoever went in last maybe doesn't know if it wasn't like a board member or somebody that would know, coaches will
So
just
they
lock
just
it when they
lock it.
leave, because they think that's what they're supposed to do.
All right, so I put that at the top of things to ask when I submit our report. So we've gone over field side and like the wants and needs, the improvement things that are, the improvement also applies. Did you put the playground in there? Because that slide is kind of scary. Use of the field, we have that. So the lakeside, so where do we see, so who, I guess we'll start with the same thing, lakeside, who uses it?
55 plus is the number one age group, followed by 31 to 54. And in the 31 to 54 range, they indicated that they bring children. You know, that's the age group that brings children.
I do that, I don't know how I get my thing,
Um,
which one is it? I know I can't see.
It is good.
So who uses it? It's 55 plus, 35 to 50, and you said who brings kids?
31, what did I say, 31 to 54 age group. And what they were looking for, I believe, was easier access to the water.
Shade.
Shade.
The swamp area on. All right, so who else, besides lakeside people?
Do you know how many recs the Y lets in or charges to come in, or do we not?
Berwick,
have access?
Waterboro, where's the other one? Berwick, Waterboro, there was a bunch, they named them off in the meeting. So that's what happens. That's why sometimes the Pines don't get rented out, because when they allow those, they book them way in advance, and they let them come in for like, I think $1 a head or something with their kids or something like that, or like $50 or a busload, I don't know what the pricing is on that.
Mhm.
But they come in and then they put them in the Pines, Pines 1, Pines 2. And then, of course, the Y takes up the main beach too for their kids. So that's where it becomes very difficult for even the residents to use. I don't know.
So there's the main beach area, but then when you go, you're facing the beach and you go to the left.
Yep,
That's the playground. A little further down, there's another where they have, I think they keep the kayaks
Yep.
and stuff. There's beach access there. So I thought the Y used that
So
end.
did I.
Yeah,
They
but,
probably do.
I
yeah,
don't think they use
yeah,
the
the
main beach area.
But everything into
I
the
don't
Pines
think
then
so.
is usually the other, like,
The other
bus boats that come
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
And I know they pre-book them. I don't know how far in advance, but I know, like, I think Waterboro goes once a week.
Everyone's.
So another thing that we could do in terms of advertising would be to send out some sort of a letter to the area recreation departments, some that aren't using it now, and see if they'd be interested in using either the fields or the pines.
So,
Is that a request that we can ask the, what did we say, the committee?
Lindsay already planned on, the town manager already planned on trying to take over the rental
Okay,
of the Pines. She already talked about
Okay.
that in the workshop they have at the Y.
yep, that would be
Because it was-
probably a priority.
Because again, that was like, we're not making any money.
Yeah.
Where that is a great way if you can get that booked every weekend, and if we could have 3 of them, that's a fantastic way to make money.
regardless of that, but renting it to Rex should be the town, not the Y.
You mean that would be
Agreed.
included in what she was planning?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
that would be,
So
yeah.
ways to improve, finance. Town, takeover, rental. And I mean, that's something, have Three Pines.
There was mention, about having activities like cornhole, I've seen that.
Horseshoes.
Yeah, you could do like, leagues, where they pay a.
They pay a
fee.
small little fee to play. Yeah.
Yeah.
Waterworld has a big one.
Yeah, I think that from what we understood from the gentleman who wrote this one is that, who was inquiring about doing it in Parks and Rec, is that you pay a fee, and then that goes towards the, prize for like the winner. We didn't
Yeah.
realize that was how I've never done a cornhole league, so we were asking, what does the money go to? So we didn't, I don't know how we.
Unless we ran one as a fundraiser, like a
Yeah.
cornhole tournament, other than that, I would think it would be a Parks and Rec thing, yeah, if they chose to.
Yeah, he mentioned that too.
So, I mean, one thing, and it would really, I think, one thing to financially help, but I don't know which side I would go on, is again, to get businesses to
Oh, yeah.
donate towards a section of trails, with, it's kind of both sides, sort of, kind of,
Oh,
for trail systems.
trails, and then we talked about signs for the.
Yeah, signs for, so that's the other thing to put on there, so, signs,
Um,
banners, there's the one right there.
I would almost start doing it with a section of trail, and then as you finish that, then start doing banners on the field. Because then at least they're seeing, oh, this is my section of trail, it's a little bit cooler, everything just a field.
So where would you put that though? Which side, or both sides? The trail?
Oh, well,
Yeah.
I would love to
It's like
see
a third
that.
section,
You
right?
start at the lakeside area, you go towards the, like, where we went that way, or to
I think both sides
both
have
sides?
old trails that just need some love.
Okay, so let me go down to both sides. Because I have both sides, sorry, I'm a little type A with this crap.
Some signage.
Ways to put town,
Put it on, if you make a new trail map, if the trails are like, go by color, like the blue trail, on the map, you could say blue trail sponsored by Hannaford or something.
That's really cool, that would be really cool.
right, Funky Bow,
Mhm.
Spring, I mean, they're all about community, all of those places are, I mean, so ways to improve, so buy a section of trail, we'll just leave it, that's both sides. Because I think that was the other thing too, people wanted winter activities, that would allow for snowshoeing, or, cross-country skiing, or just walking the trails when it's not that much snow. Trail map, so no one knows it, so we're supposed to have trail maps, and we just don't know what it is. All right, and the Y said, of course, they had the trail, they said they had the trail map, I've had no luck getting anything from them, I've emailed them,
Sorry, from who?
the Y.
Oh,
They said they had the history, the hotel and the pictures, and they said they had the trail maps, and I've asked them a few times in emails, and I've
I think that if we were able to get our hands on this project, I don't know if it's here somewhere or whatever, but there was a map on the lakeside
yeah.
for the trails that they did a lot of work. They had
Yeah.
volunteers, so many volunteers come in and do permitting and created trails that we didn't have. And now it's like poop on.
I know it's that.
They had a forester come in, or they had someone from like have the conservationists come in and identify
Right.
rare plants, invasive plants, wildflowers, trees.
Right.
Mapped it. Like,
That's
I'd
why
like
if
to
that's
see
our
all
first
of
step
that.
is the trail thing, then we need to investigate that report, because
educational.
there's lots.
So this is going into a report, and I start doing reports to the select board every time we have a meeting. I figure it's easier that we can be tracked, everything we're talking about, and then I don't lose my mind where it was
Yep.
either. Because it's a huge project. I mean, it's huge. So first actions, find the trail map.
Maybe Tom Cormier would have
I
some.
could try to get it on the meeting, but I'm really busy.
Yeah, so find the trail maps and figure out where they are, so we'd have an overlay. Because if we could have a footprint to follow, that would be so much easier.
Yeah, it's a good starting point, because we'll still continue to, if we make any new trails, map them out, the GPS on the phone, you can set waypoints, download
Right.
the data onto like Google Earth or something like that.
Well, because they have those hiking trail too, where you can get like interesting facts as people walk and things like that. That would be really cool. I think the really cool thing about trails as well is that at least you can get so far. You know, you don't have to do the whole thing all at once. You can do the trail, and then some people have, and that maybe will encourage them to want to maybe donate or help towards expanding the trails.
On
You
the
know,
donations, I was thinking, is there a way genetically to set up like a Venmo account, so we can plaster QR codes all over the place for people
So,
that make donations?
Venmo,
Yeah, there is.
Not just on the trails,
right?
just at the beach areas, like put a little thing, say,
Yep.
enjoy your stay.
Yep.
Donate
Wanna
50 cents
have
or a buck
you-
here,
Yeah,
right here.
Always look at
Go
doing
right-
some
great idea.
Go to
donations
the
are.
account.
Yep, so I have that on there.
How do we prioritize what we might wanna solicit, donations for versus like looking at the grants?
Which is going
Because-
to the town.
I think right now,
Yeah.
I think right now that, again, when I looked into it with Lindsay, and as the surveys are, they're kicking the beast around the survey, on the grades. They want to have that, they want a full-blown plan, and they want the survey fully done. And that's what we ran into. With like some of the land stuff that would give us like, helping with trails. So we'd have to at least fundraise enough to get a survey done. Or ask
That's like the top priority.
Or ask
Anything that we
for them to sell like landlocked land like they did for the cemetery committee and help fund us.
I'm still looking, it wasn't done in it somewhere.
You go to the town, put
I hope it is.
$10,000,
I hope it
and you
is.
figure out how much survey you can get for that, and figure out what area you want to survey.
Right, like maybe it's just, I know. So I'm putting, is there a survey, and we'll double ask again and find out how big. But I did have some conversations, and wasn't up to date enough was my understanding. But I'll double check on that.
Because they would have had to do it for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, to Michelle's point, if it had been old and just was really, but why, if it's old, does it matter?
Did we hear we do it?
If nothing has changed there,
Has anyone ever looked at the maps and the surveys? Do you know how many times the boundary on the Kidder Pond changed?
But it was logged to make money.
Right.
To generate for other things.
Right.
So,
Yeah, I mean,
And
land
there's-
erosion happens, wetlands spread or shrink, there's all those things. You
I'll
know.
put my 2 cents in, I've done land surveying for 30 years.
Mhm.
Not as a full-time job, as part of supporting my normal job. I have survey equipment, but it's 40 years old, so it's not very efficient to today's standards. I can volunteer some time and on a professional level, do some topographic survey. Not the whole place, obviously, but a specific area, like if we want to improve a parking lot,
Yeah.
I can survey that parking lot and put a plan together that would qualify for submitting the grant
That would be cool.
on a volunteer basis.
Oh, sounds
Amazing.
fantastic, Kevin.
you happen to know which grants that she looked at that talked about that?
Don't, like I said, this was pre-Christmas and you know what happens when you, pre-Christmas brain is okay, Christmas brain and after is not so great. I'll meet with her again,
But that could be enough to get at least some rolling.
right.
We did just
Yeah.
select
Yeah,
areas,
select area,
absolutely.
Well, and then I was thinking on your point, and I think even picking the date now, so we can really hype it up, I think picking a cleanup date. But even do it like a Saturday and a Sunday, so half of us can do Saturday, half of us can do Sunday. Because some days, Saturdays work with people, and some days, Sundays work with people. And that's where you get in that bind, or say it's a rain day, it's still the next one.
I just think we need to pick what exactly are we cleaning? Are we doing
Yeah,
a
we're
trail
doing-
cleanup?
No, I think we're
What are we
doing,
doing?
I think we're
Pines.
doing the pines cleanup. I think just hyping up, cleaning up the beach and the pines, the lakeside. Because the town already pays for the fields to be taken care of, that's already taken
Yeah,
care of.
yeah, yeah. I just didn't know if we were doing like a trail.
We're not doing, I think that a cleanup of the beach, the pines area, so we can get to the point where we can
Yeah.
separate it into three. Because that thing gives her the opportunity to rent out 3 spaces.
What needs to be cleaned up? Is it just
Trees and branches
taking out
everywhere.
stuff that's already down on the ground?
Yeah, and also potentially like, especially out near the little house thing, there's some of those spindly little trees that could go to make a clearer area. You know, maybe a lawnmower, or, you know, if it's grown up, or just like stuff falls, there's some, you know, look up, there's a lot of branches that are a little scary for people to be walking under.
Kind of like widowmakers and stuff.
Yeah.
That would be written by the pines.
So I think that for us to be to, you know, the beach area when you go to, but I think just the trail down along down to the pines is like the cleanup area. You know, clean up, there's trash down there, we all saw that, in the woods.
So you think it's a big enough project to open it townwide, not just like
I do.
ours and our friends?
Oh, no, I think it's big enough. There's enough, like, because you're gonna want it, if there's anyone that has skill with chainsaw, for some of the scary things that are.
Well, we could do that.
We'll just have a
Do we have access to that pile of wood chips that if somebody has a
Yes,
tractor
we
to bring
do,
some
and
in
that's the
to
other thing
cover
too,
up the
so we
roots?
have people bringing the wood chips over, and we are allowed to spread those.
Hmm.
So we could do the trail with all the wood chips, so they're not so rooty for people to spot. No, not the big chips, the tiny ones.
Walking barefoot on those, I'm sorry, it's not comfortable.
Yeah. I don't think many people will go barefoot down that anyways, like in ponds. Yeah, at least could help during some of the hills and valleys and gullies and stuff like
Even if
that.
you needed to put it in
Yeah,
other
just
places.
fill it.
Yeah,
I wouldn't spill the whole area.
it would probably be helpful for some.
Because you have
areas.
access to the water right there.
I know they even talked about, because like this, I had created slash, like what's already there at the beachfront too, they were talking about cleaning, that was supposed to be cleaned up, I don't know what was done. But I don't remember. I don't believe so.
Would you do it separate from town cleanup day or make it one cohesive thing? Because I'm weary of 2 cleanup type events in the town.
We could plan it on the same day, I don't see any reason why we couldn't.
I mean, we did have a huge turnout last year, pretty big,
Right.
for
So
town cleanup day, so I'm just,
So maybe we could get something in the flyer for this round of taxes going out in April? It's April. I did that right. So maybe we could get a little something in there saying, stay tuned for town cleanup day 2024.
I don't know, now that I said that, I think I would keep them separate, because it cleans the roads, we have the bottle drive, the fire department, so that's a separate entity. We put that around Earth Day intentionally.
Right.
I would keep it separate, maybe, because that one's in April, we could do this one in May.
I was gonna say May, and then maybe you could, yeah, I think May is a great time to do it, because then there's a little break between sports too.
Yeah.
For kids, so maybe like, so for dates. And again, it'd be kind of like a rain date type thing too, you know, just have. So Mother's Day is the 12th. So do you want like the It either have to be the 4th and 5th of May, or it would have to be or it could be the 25th and 26th.
That's probably, is that Memorial Day?
That's Memorial Day.
So that won't work. So Earth Day is April 22nd, so that town cleanup day will be right around there.
Which one?
Earth Day is April 22nd, so the regular town cleanup day is right around there.
Oh, sorry, how about the 18th and 19th? I was totally missed a weekend. There's no holidays. Would that work?
Yeah, we could tentatively. Let's get up.
Patriots Day.
That's it.
Was it? I just saw the 20th as National Patriots Day. I guess that's a different Patriots Day.
Yeah.
Oh, I have
That's right.
calendars from different countries on here too, so don't pay attention to me. Um, And we can either save it as one day, or at least the like rain date could be the next one.
I would do the Saturday and rain date Sunday.
Okay, so I'll put that on our little thing. And that way it can get a little hyped up, like so we can see, you know, maybe it'll get people excited about seeing Bunganut get a little more cleaned up and
Is that something just show up, sign up?
I mean, I think we can ask people to let us know they're coming, and if not, maybe I suppose the more the merrier, the faster it's gonna go.
I would just say, just show up. You know, what, for the town cleanup day, what ended up happening is people will just email like random things and say they're coming and they're not, or not come and then.
Yeah, I think we'll have a time that we're gonna be there from this
Yeah.
time to this time, hope to see you there and get it cleaned up and, you know,
Maybe we could get someone to donate burgers, we could go across the street and do lunch.
Yeah.
Like, we'll take the grill out of the,
I mean, I'd buy it. I don't mind donating towards that either, so I don't mind.
I bet you that the Little League and the soccer would probably run that
Yeah,
as being part of it.
yeah, that would be fantastic, yeah, that's
Before I
right.
get forced them.
So then if we're going to are we gonna focus on the pines or beyond that?
I think that would be just the pines in that area, because you have the, like, I know even like there was some stuff on the little shotgun, there was a hole in the roof over there, and like some of the wood needs to be probably sanded down and some poly put on it to protect it from rotting if more.
So can we put a plan around that then? If we're gonna go down there and we're gonna clean it up, we should have a plan around grand opening or something where we will have notified, you know, other rec departments, advertised that the Pines is gonna be open for events and this is what it costs and so then all of our cleanup isn't for naught.
Right.
You were about the plans that was substantial, that needed repair beyond maybe what we could.
There were trees that were not safe that I
You
think,
need an arborist potentially, or well, it's just someone that actually does that for a living.
yeah, you'd also have to get the code enforcement involved.
To like that structure itself.
I don't think there wasn't anything else really bad with it, there was just the roof had, like, there was some of the metal was bent up here and down low, there was, I think, part of it that was bent up.
Am I wrong?
No,
Was
I
part of the stone crumbled?
There were parts of the stone wall that were missing.
Yeah.
But I don't think it was a dangerous situation,
Structurally.
not that I recall.
Yeah, it was pretty structurally sound from what I remember. I think, again, once you get it cleaned up too and cleaned up around it, because there was just a lot of brush on the backside and things like that, get it cleaned up and see what repairs need to be made, if anyone's good with lease or anything, that's what's actually good with that.
Yeah,
You know,
and I mean, I think that, I don't recall seeing any trees that would be beyond what.
no, there was like little teeny saplings in that area.
Okay, so we wouldn't have to get, like, in order to rent it out, we don't need to have whoever you just said come in to
Arborist.
get.
No, but if there's anything really scary, we'd have to bring someone in if we like got down there and there's some scary high up stuff. We'd have to have
Yeah,
something.
and if you alter any of the larger trees from the shore, that also.
Right.
needs-
Yeah.
It has to be a certain careful rules with that.
Yeah, I'm not the expert, though I would say you really have to consult with the people who would give you authorization.
Would be-
It would be Brenda.
So the other thing too is, we've all been around the block a few times or two. Once we have them cleaned up and we can see how many people can fit in certain areas, like, I'm sure we could think of like what rates would be. Right now, I think it's very low, so I think, gosh, remember, I think some of those ones they do was like $50. There was like, and then they were like, if you put it down and you didn't use it, they gave them refunded money back, but I don't really, I mean, I understand whether it happens, but I think there should be a part of the deposit that stays if you're taking it that day.
Are there picnic tables?
Or just give them another date the next day.
Yeah, exactly, there's ways to do it, but I don't think, there probably, I think that there was more picnic tables that we needed there, but all the picnic tables were picked up when we were down there, so that's why it's hard to say what's needed down there. Some of the grills were a little scary.
We might have to, we've been
Yeah.
purchasing more in the past, but we might have to purchase.
Right.
another part.
Yeah.
What about the United Day of Caring? They used to go all the time, every year, and I know they've been gone for a while, but
We asked about that, they don't do that anymore.
yeah, they do. We're gonna do it.
That's
for
what
the
the Y
library.
said.
Oh, the Y doesn't do it anymore, but the United Way does.
No, they said the Y, and I wait this.
Yeah, it's May 23rd for this year.
Oh,
The
that's
The
perfect.
library was gonna do it, and we decided that we didn't have enough stuff to do it for them. But
Yeah.
you go on and you can sign up.
Yeah, do you wanna look into it then, or
I
do you have time to see if they're available, cause they have another section of it.
And what did they
Yeah,
provide?
May 23rd,
It's huge.
2024.
You know,
Yeah, they bring, like, we just need to tell them what we're gonna do, and they'll find people who can do whatever it is
Yeah.
that we need.
yeah,
I have a question about something on this piece of paper. The dog park and walking section, is that something that there's space for, somewhere, like?
that was just something that was on the surveys, people wanted a place to take their dogs. so
I know, I'm just
um,
wondering if like, because that's also a very quick and easy thing potentially
Right,
to do.
And Kevin, maybe you can speak to this, because you had over here for Williams Road, and I just don't remember going there.
Yep.
So I don't know what it looks like over there.
It was basically a staging area when we did the logging.
Okay,
There's an open area that's cleared out.
okay,
It's fairly flat, and there's a bunch of concrete barriers. You can't go in there right now.
okay.
But it looked like a good area that could be easily turned into a parking lot or possibly a dog park. Just have to be fenced in.
Drops off like
It does?
down
It
there,
does.
and then it's really wet. But.
How big of an
that whole
area is it?
It's huge.
So there'd be enough to do a small pet
Oh.
and dog park?
Up top, I don't know how far that extends out before it drops down, but
You don't need a huge one, you just be able to have,
I don't think
I
that
think
was
there's-
requested.
I know they want
It has been
dog,
requested.
walking the dogs, or the dog park, but I think
Just
just keeping,
trails, I don't think it was a dog park
yeah,
that was
I don't
requested.
Oh,
I
I
think it
heard
was,
or seen
I
it
like to
somewhere.
go walk
I
my
like to go
dogs on the
out.
trails.
Yeah, yeah.
Because right now, I think dogs are not allowed.
right.
Yeah, sure.
So,
Just wondering.
what is that, the,
because I mean, if it's something we could, I mean, it's like just somewhere you could throw a ball with your dog, and right now there isn't anywhere you can take a dog, and like, there's not.
Right, and again, Kevin's point, you
Trying to
could put
focus
up
on
like
priorities.
a Venmo link that says, hey, you know, help
Yeah.
us maintain this
Dog
dog park.
lovers, you know,
Yeah,
just
donate.
that might get people coming even more to say, hey, you wanna donate to the trails to walk the dog.
And if, I just was wondering if there's an open piece of space that we just have to put fence in, like, it's so pretty easy.
We got some benches and then.
Right.
Liability on that one too,
is
though.
that,
Liability.
I know Waterboard has one, but it's really,
a cleanup person? Yeah, see, that's the thing, they like, they get.
it's all, no, it's been in the pines, it's the pitch.
On the-
Literally
Oh.
just started in the pines.
They
The
don't
field
think
side
that's
might
one,
be a good spot on that area. They logged out beyond the parking lot.
Yes,
It's-
yes,
That's might be a good spot.
that's a great spot because people always bring their dogs when they're not supposed to. And to have it right there is not a bad idea.
Well, and they're, yeah, keep the pooties.
Right.
But then if you have a bucket for them to put it in, because I'll sometimes have to battle with bulls.
Just need the dog stations, the bags and the
Yeah,
dustbin.
just have that there, and then again, accountability, and then if cameras need to go out because people are dumb, then cameras go out. Yeah, but I think that's like a lot of people, it's like they don't bring the bag with them, even though like.
That's why you need the bag station.
Right, right, yeah, I've seen those, like,
Yes, they always have to
dispenser,
like
like,
take it out of the
yeah.
car. Yeah, I mean,
It's very
I think
easy.
my dog daycare has it right outside their door and their dog daycare.
Mhm. It's a great idea.
It's
That's
just
a
a
good spot
thought.
too, because people are always bringing their dogs when they're not supposed to do that.
Into the field side.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's explicit instructions, no dogs, but
But
always.
they bring them down.
But if it was right there, and it could be like, hey,
But
there's,
it's just a small
Right.
one.
it's a great idea.
Just a small one,
Yeah.
again, where again, it keeps them out from the nuisance of
Right, because I get it, if you're there all day for sports games, you don't want to leave your dog, like, you could
a home.
have it.
Was the proposal to expand the parking lot abandoned with that slope over there?
No, just because they were doing it before. It was supposed to be done, it just never. I can't remember the whole thing, well, it was when Brad was here.
Yeah.
It was initially because it needed a fence so close to the road.
Yeah.
Rusty was looking at pushing it back a little bit, but
Brad wanted to put boulders along the
yeah, it was
road to
almost-
keep that way we wouldn't have to pay for fencing, there was enough boulders there to do it. But then Brad left, so it got kind of like stale.
Well, I think the ARPA funds were moved too,
Yeah.
because they were looking at doing it under ARPA.
Oh, that's right.
So again, it's another thing that, all right, so I have dates, first, action stuff on the Senate list of town manager. Is there anything else you think we need to go over, or I'm gonna ask why the gate's locked? Chris probably doesn't matter right now, because there's snow and rain and whatever coming.
So I think you're gonna ask what?
The gate, why it's locked.
Yeah, just make sure what the code is, if it's been changed.
I know we recently, Sydney, not me, but the soccer club recently tried, because before snow, we didn't get in the check or something, and it was, couldn't get the code. But that could have been user error, I don't know.
Still good to know
Yeah.
like, what it is right
Yeah.
now.
I'll ask anyways, I have it on there. So, and then the wants from the survey. So we have that, we have our first action item, is find that survey. I'll see if we can, I'll, put the rainy date, day, get it in tax bill. And I don't mind doing something for that, and running it past you guys to put in the tax bill, if you want.
Yeah,
We'll
we'll share on
share
town
time.
pages, and maybe hold up on sharing on town pages
Yeah.
until after.
No, I just wanna put it up for the tax bill.
Yeah,
You're actually good at that stuff, aren't you? You can print things.
I think you
I think you are.
Tell me what your message, your key messaging is.
I'll do that,
All
it's
right.
just basically clean up day 2024 Bunganut Pond. Get ready for the revival, I don't know. I don't know what it is. We can always dunk them if they don't come. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so,
Is there anything that we can do to move forward with, a fee structure on the field side? Like, can we at least get the information about what came in last year?
I can
And who
ask
it
that.
came from, so that we have something to at least review?
So let me put that under action items, get,
so wouldn't that money still go to the maintenance of the field, not to this committee?
Yeah, well, I think it would still cut down on that deficit that we have with the line, right?
yeah, right now Bunganut lumps as a whole.
Right.
It's not separated field side and Y side.
Right.
And I mean, right now, we know what, we sort of know what we get from the line, what we pay out.
Right.
So, but now figuring out what we make on, where it's all lumped together, that's where it's hard, so like what does come in on the field side, I don't know, we can find that out. So I can ask. if it's
Soccer
something-
was $1,000.
Yeah. I'll see if Jeanette.
Little
can-
League was, I think, about that.
Well, I think Jeanette might even parse them out by field side and lake side, that's why I'm gonna ask her, if I can get a breakdown of, for each side, because that would also help
Yeah.
too.
And then can we find out from the Y what they're using it for? Or who's
The,
using it?
the field?
Yeah.
Oh, they said it in a meeting.
Is there a way to go back in time and like up in the YouTube archives and easily quickly find a topic? Could we,
You
how,
just have to remember the date of the meeting.
I know. Is there,
In what
is there,
sense?
like, quickly go find that meeting where, what's his name? Matt. Didn't he
Was
come
it on
in
YouTube
and
though?
discuss?
That was one of our meetings, right?
Yeah, I don't think the one with him and Andy was on YouTube.
Or was it a workshop?
It was a workshop with the budget, it was a workshop with the budget committee and with the select board. I don't remember that one being on YouTube.
But there's been a few instances, not just
I mean,
related to
you,
this committee, but, you know, where I'm like, oh. let's
It
go
would be
back.
so helpful to have somebody from the Warren on this committee.
Yeah,
There's such a,
You're
they're
right.
such huge
you
stakeholders.
can email her,
recruit.
I know.
just CC everyone and see what you get. I tried.
Besides Matt, I know Matt is,
Andy.
who was the other
Andy.
person?
Andy, he's the head. Matt runs the park. Matt's Priscilla's son.
Yeah, I know.
Andy,
Runs the Y.
Do you know his last name?
yeah, what's his last name?
I can find it.
I have his email. I'll forward it to you.
Okay, perfect.
But again, if there's so many changes potentially going on with
Right.
that,
Right.
do we really have any say to speak to them about it? If the, is the budget
Well,
committee or the
If they have
select board?
information about the park,
Yeah.
basically, yeah, so
I just
it's,
get ideas.
Yeah,
right,
They know it better than anybody.
right.
I think we're remiss if we don't pull them into the
Right.
committee.
I mean, I know this is their renewal year.
Right.
As well, so I know the select board will be having meetings about that too, whether they're gonna be on YouTube or not, I don't know. I know the last one they had with them, I don't remember it being on YouTube, but I could be wrong.
when did that be coming up?
Soon, probably after budget
The
season.
one where Matt was here was on YouTube because I watched it from home. I wasn't here.
Was he here for us?
He was here, I think it was a select board workshop on
I
Bunganut.
think you're right, okay, yep. So that'd be easy enough, okay, if he's small, not because there's one that.
A select board workshops in a separate area.
Everything else unfortunately is lumped together, but it'd be this past year. So if you looked at the videos from
I bet we could find it.
2023, you can find
Yeah.
it. If someone finds it, you can just forward it to each other and try to watch it again.
I
just
wouldn't
don't
be surprised
remember.
if they're not coming for a reason right now, because they're up for renewal.
I don't know. But, all right, so I'm gonna try to get the fees from Jeanette, that were collected from field side, water side, expenses, we kind of already know what they are, I'm not gonna make, if you guys wanna see them again, I can have her list them out to you.
I wouldn't mind seeing it just because there may be simple things we can cut out. Just looking at it with different eyes.
All right, so Jeanette, such an action. All right, so I'll ask Jeanette that stuff too as well. To everybody.
And can I just go back to the Pines where Lindsay talked about her taking over, but will the Y still be responsible for like cleaning up when Luke's leave, or who will do that?
Yeah, because there's, the money that the wine collects is supposed to come to Lyman anyways. They don't get to keep it. You know what I mean? It's supposed to come to the fund.
Okay, so their functions
Their
remains the
function
same,
remains the
they,
same,
she
no
just
matter
does the
what. She
bookings.
just does the bookings.
Okay,
The money was always supposed to come to Lyman, or it's supposed to be part of the monies that come to Lyman that are collected. So that was never like, oh, they get to keep the money because they're maintaining that's part of the contract that they do that stuff and maintain it and the monies, that's why they get paid as well as money's coming. But I think there definitely could be a better fee schedule that's over there. Definitely advertising and getting it out there is, I think, critical. Anything from the public? All right.
One question on on the progress of the logo. I was thinking, what we looked at was very nice, but maybe for some more public engagement, maybe having some kind of design contest.
We could have what we have so far, so it's just gonna digitize
Yes.
and get them in, and then say, and maybe we could have a little contest too, and you okay with me putting your stuff out there? Okay. And do have bring the community in.
People like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, David had mentioned that too in the meeting, and I thought that was a good idea to keep in mind for the future. I was having like a, I don't know if it would come, but I forget what he called it. Just have townspeople come in and have input on certain pieces of the project.
Focus groups.
Yeah, something like that.
I mean, I can see this getting big enough that it is gonna split off into field side versus water side, and it's gonna be smaller, divvied up committees, that maybe there's just a committee on the trails. You know, there's gonna be a committee on beach area, there's gonna be a committee on the field side, because it is such a large area.
And once you start drilling down into each one,
Right.
what you're gonna need, it becomes
And maybe you get enough
comprehensive.
committee members, you know, that join, and then like, we can parse off into, we all get together at some point, but everyone can do their side small committees and then come together. You know, so I do think it's gonna come to that, at some point, once we get off the ground. Yeah, I don't wanna see this I don't foresee this being a small committee, and focusing on both sides is too much. It is, and that's why I think it does, once we get rolling again, and we can get more volunteers, and we have a better footing of how we're going, maybe we have the survey done, we can break off into, like, if the trails people wanna have their own, we're working on this section of the trails weekend.
Yeah.
And put it out there, you know, they can do that. The lakeside people were working on ditching the bog area. You know, we're gonna clean out the glass out of the sand pit for the kids, you know, things like that.
He made a good point too, where he talked about, when we were talking about that bog area and asking if it was, when he said it, I wasn't even sure what he meant. When he asked if it was delineated and just observed, and I had to go back and look that up, but that, I don't think that survey, or the survey would include the old survey that we think exists. And so that just got me thinking, you know, like, is there, instead of looking how to remedy that area, we just leave it as is, and then, you know, do they move the playground and put the activities up elsewhere? I think that really needs to be surveyed.
Well,
I don't know anything about
I can reach out
what's
to
been
Brad,
done right there.
because Brad knew what it would take to fix it. And it was actually on, one of the things they were supposed to do again with him, so I still stay in touch with him. So why don't I reach out to
Yeah.
Brad and ask him about
He
the
would
swamp
be-
area?
That's a good idea, because he would know.
He would know that for sure. So I'll ask him about that.
It's a drainage issue.
Yeah, I remember
The
him saying
improvements that
that.
would be either, obviously have to elevate some of the area, but an under drain system or,
That's what he said there was a drainage thing that would have to
yeah,
be
you need
done
like
to
a
take
French
care of it.
drain to
Yep.
collect the water underground and up to the bog.
And that was supposed to be done. It was supposed to be taken care of, but then funds got diverted somewhere else.
Is it just water level where it comes up, or is it draining from somewhere else?
No, it's just, the water's draining down the hill and into that area, and it really has nowhere set to go because it
Because
flattens
it's a
out too
valley.
much. Yeah,
Yeah.
so if you put an under drain collection system, that will.
I
collect
didn't
the
know if it
water.
was just coming from the hill, or if it's seeping up, because it's below the water level too, if you look at the lake.
Right.
Right, no, it's a combination, and this past year was really bad, having so much
Yeah.
rain, the water
That's
table
crazy.
itself was right at the
It
surface.
was a total bog. Yeah, but there was the same thing with drainage that could be done to rectify that. It wasn't that bad.
No,
I don't remember the expense being that bad, so to be able to remediate and rectify those little things that can give you so much more area for people to put their umbrella up if they want shade or, you know,
that's a perfect spot for like concerts and stuff.
yeah.
Is that a project that a local company could maybe have the ability to do, and then we could donate, like, that area could be like the
the
such and such
the
a
Smith and Wesson
log, yeah.
Well, any of the local excavation companies,
You should write that, you know,
that's
log.
literally like
It's
1 or
very
2 hours
quick,
at a
right?
time
Yeah.
with their equipment to
Right,
lay a
that's
pipe.
what I'm saying.
Right in, yeah.
I bet you we could get that donated. I don't know anybody, but I bet you. that
Well,
we
like,
could
I was
find-
thinking of reaching out to, there's a tree service in town that potentially could do like, trail stuff. And they live in Maine. They do a really good job. And we have companies in town. We have nurseries in town that will donate trees to, or whatever to, because I know I think we're supposed to replant too from after what happened. The trees that came down,
Yes.
we are supposed to replant. And that hasn't been done either, or even on anyone's radar.
Yeah, I did a message yesterday as well, on the conservation committee, so we shouldn't have any input on how they might be able to help.
Yeah.
I think they've got soil engineers over there and smart people, but I think might have some.
That was supposed to be done, but I can't remember how many are supposed to be there. It's been too long.
I mean, the other type of people that would come over, like I said before, I think they're getting commercially for free and assess your shoreline and see what kind of tree, suggest what types of trees we put in and where.
Do you want to contact her then?
I did, I left her a message.
All right.
Yeah.
See if she comes up again.
Kind
Because I know there was even concern that there's a couple more pines out there where they're afraid that they're gonna, and then it's like, do we have them taken out and plant before they fall and break the crap out of everything? Some of them are pretty bad, they're eroded, the roots are up and they're not a good storm like the last one. To take them down and cause that hotness again.
I think the process for that is you identify which trees you want to take down, and then you put in a request to,
Brenda?
yeah, CEO, and she'll come out and say,
So maybe
yeah,
have
yeah,
Dave just kind of investigate
tag them.
and tag and put a little flag on anything that seems of concern. Have her look at it, and if they're concerned, liability wise, so, replace the trees. All right. Anything else? Anything you can cut? Oh, what's the holes?
Yeah,
What was it? Is it old, households?
I will.
What was that again?
They were, I believe they're just outhouse, the old outhouse tanks maybe? That's my guess. I can,
Is that something that Brenda would be in charge of?
What are they?
I think there were outhouses, along
Scattered
that
along the
whole
trails?
property, yeah.
Yeah.
Now the buildings are non-existent.
Or
And
they're
it looks
there.
just like a hole in the ground, and then in some of them, you can see where, okay, it's not just a hole, there's like a holding tank in there. I think it's for old outhouses. That's my guess. And some of them look pretty sketchy.
Well, you wouldn't want a little person running in and drop it in there. Would that be a Brenda thing, do you
I
think?
don't know.
Or
Maybe we'll see when we get-
Was there
Well,
3?
it won't be till spring.
Yeah, a lot of this is spring. Was there
What do
3
you
of
want
them?
to do with them though?
At least 2.
Remove them?
I would think so.
Or that filling in?
Or cover it up,
Fill 'em in.
yeah.
I mean, if
I
there,
would start with her.
I would-
It's not her.
I just putting a question mark 2 or 3, and a lot of this is kind of springish stuff that has happened, but, like flagging trees, the tanks, those, the holes into the ground.
The trees we can find down.
Yeah, if anyone wanted to walk down there and well, it's not bitter cold.
Would the bathroom and changing area be an area that we'd be cleaning up on cleanup day? If there are repairs needed to that, because we can request people to bring maybe wood or.
Yeah, well, that's at the top, so we're gonna concentrate on the pines, potentially not, unless we
Okay.
I don't think, it'd be lovely to do that too, but I think, because the ramp was a little sketched too. I think maybe that could be a fall project.
Yep.
You know what I mean, let's do the Pines first, see how many people we have show up. The fall could maybe be the top parking lot, and the buildings up there,
Right.
because there's a lot of rot on the mansion, I don't know if you saw that, and were you there? There's a ton of rot, and there's holes into the building, and, well, we smelled dead things. It was pretty, so maybe that could be a time when like a building is painted or, you know, rotted, something
Something
like
like
this
that.
before winter hits. You know, things like that. And again, maybe someone wants to donate a changing house, it's called the pizza house, whatever, whoever, you know, the
Yep.
Goodman's Mills. You know, get someone who wants to donate the shack, and then becomes a new changing room. There's, why not hit up the businesses, they get the name on it,
Mm-hmm.
you know? It's something to do, so maybe maybe that could be the fall thing.
Yeah.
Look at some of these little things that we could.
Yep.
That the business is looking for a tax write-off.
That's an easy, that's a good thing to do in the fall, an easy thing to post, like, hey, is your business looking to have your name on these options that we're gonna.
I mean, there's, because I also think
Get
again,
in now, while
Yeah.
the rate's so low, the place is gonna be really
it's gonna be
popular.
hopping, it's gonna be hopping. You know, so I can think about even like simple things down below, just an area to go, like, you know how they have, some of the more rustic parks, they just have kind of like a little, I wanna say corral, but it's not a corral. Like, it was a little maze, you go in and it's still open above, but you can change your privacy in there. You know, I'm talking about some of the, well, maybe I'm too old. Because we just had a maze, you could just go in and, you know, private. You were open to the sky, but. So, yeah, I have, fall buildings, maintenance.
I'm looking at the grants here that I've been looking at, and there's about 6 of them, and I think I had just tended to focus on ones that were trail, you know, oriented. But I'm sure there are some to help with fixing up buildings, fixing up whatever, that we wouldn't need the survey for.
True.
That's how it is too. And that's stuff to look at. Again, I think the nice thing now is concentrating on a cleanup day and the trails. We all can work on trails. We all can say this week is gonna be a trail day and pick an area we're gonna start at. Holly, I would say you guys probably have the most familiarity with what's over there for sort of kind of trails or the beginning of a trail. You know, so maybe you guys can flag out the best place to start that's easy. I remember some areas that would be like past the mansion when we first stepped on over there. That would be easy to kind of start going that way and picking up things. And, you know, maybe something with different 4-wheelers and with a little wagon on it or whatever.
I would like to start with that map that exists,
You know,
and then just go from there,
Go from
because
there,
they've
just start
already
from there.
established
the trails.
where they should be,
All right. So that's
determined
the,
by someone.
and Kevin, you could drop that on top of the,
Where they should be.
So
so
there's
that's,
some trails that they're not bad, and there's other trails that are really, really rugged, that
yeah,
need a lot of
well,
work.
well,
So should we prioritize based on what?
Well, I think once we have that map, whoever wants to go out and walk what's sort of kind of there,
Yeah.
can investigate. I know you go out there a lot, you guys do.
How do we get that?
I'm gonna work on that tomorrow. I'll email the wagon and ask. It's the Boy Scouts, so
Yeah, I tried to get him to come, but he said he was gonna come, but I think he's just so busy.
can you ask him if he has the maps?
I can.
Yeah, because even if he just has maps, they can't make it here. If he just can supply the maps, that's what we need. I'm gonna do a plea to Facebook. Does anyone have a copy of the maps of the trail system? They used
So
to
I
be here.
contacted Al Rayshard, because I know of him, he lives
Yeah.
across from Dell. And he was on this conservation committee that was on this project.
Yeah.
I didn't ask him that, I wanted to follow up with a question about, I was just really blown away that we had a conservation committee, so I was excited about that, I emailed him. And I can email him back and ask him if he
That'd
has
be great.
info on the survey and the trail maps. Somebody's gotta have a fund up. Him and his wife Diane were on the conservation.
We didn't vote in with that, which is great.
What happened to that committee?
It was all, yes.
Emily's on the conservation committee, right?
Yeah.
I think she's in, I think she's in.
She's the committee of one.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is. You didn't know that?
No.
Oh,
I haven't really done much,
yeah. It's hard to meet with yourself, isn't it? I have a hard time meeting with myself, trust me.
I didn't know that, that's exciting, I'm glad.
I think when you're on a committee, it's like a 3-year stint or something like that, and so like when you come onto a committee, it's like 3 years, and then you have to re-up. So positions get open, so you have to kind of be reappointed if you want to stay on the committee you're on. That's my understanding of committee life.
Yeah.
So 3 years from when you signed your code of ethics or whatever we started this, that's when you have to renew your want to stay on the committee.
It would just be interesting to see what happened with that, because they even had funds and grants and
Yeah.
money, and so what did they do
Maybe
with
he'd
it?
be willing to meet with us, you know? Maybe give us, and then bestow some wisdom on poor Emily, who's committee of one.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be really cool just to have a little chit chat with them. We could get him to come in. See if he'd be willing to come in. That'd be great.
To our next meeting, or,
Yeah, we can set aside some time, and then I'm sure Emily would love to pick his brain for a little bit too, once if you have any information he has or documents he could have that would help the current conservation committee.
We could review our plan with him and get his
Get
insights.
his insights since he was on that committee before.
Kellen Colby was the chairperson. I don't know if anybody knows, he looks like he's moved.
I don't know, I just heard recently, apparently they're trying to get a harbor master here. I hear things.
Harbor.
Yeah, I guess someone was upset about the lakes around here and wanted to get the sea who's off. And they tried to get a harbor master here. Alrighty then.
What?
Yeah. I just, I'm like, huh? Well, like, yeah, I don't know. So there's a lot of people I don't know in this town. I was like, wow. What is, isn't it? Yeah. I did too. I was like, okay. Alright. Yeah, so I think we have a game plan, so Holly, you're gonna reach out to, do you want me to put this in the notes?
Yeah.
So let me put it down here, so Holly W, you're gonna reach out to, Melissa.
Yep.
And what was his first name, I'm sorry?
Al,
Al.
for the trail.
And then Holly, you're gonna reach out to, Tom for trail maps again. One of us has to find this. Okay. Whoa. Okay, so,
I'm gonna reach out to the Y.
so Karen, why, and work with Michelle. Liz, do you want to kind of put together kind of a game plan-ish of what would be needed for people to bring for food day? And like what we would want to supply for food, 'cause like, I know Poland Spring donates water.
Yep, so you have to put in a request.
Yeah, my sister works there too.
Oh, yeah.
My niece does and her. So,
Yep.
If you want to put the list of the dots are ready to go when we're ready to put the Band-Aid off.
Yep.
Of like even what we want people to bring the tools.
Yep.
Like kind of brainstorm there and put those on a list for us. Would you mind doing that?
Nope. No problem.
And that way we can get some of the food and stuff donated the best we can to where it's at my place.
I think the best bet for that is to ask the Little League and ask soccer to be the ones that donate the food for lunch that day. And that way it looks like it's a one cohesive unit, right? Those are the people that use maybe the Y would be willing to contribute somehow or at least promote it.
Kevin, do you want to investigate a little more on parking lots?
Yes.
Do you mind doing that? And a potential small doggy park?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
there's
I'll-
like a tree that could be in the middle of it for,
no, I'll
was it
update
or
the
shade?
maps based on your notes and stuff as well.
but like just even parking lots and how, where like Holly said, there's big drop offs, so if you can kind of look at where we can expand parking safely and where there's already a good area that's easy to do that with.
Yeah, I highlighted a few of those areas on here,
Mhm.
but I can do some blow-ups of the area that shows the topography,
That would be great.
the clearing that's already there and stuff.
So if we're going to ask for money from the town, the timeline on that, that's coming up, right? As the budget discussions are heating up.
I thought Lindsay was already doing it.
Yep, I asked Jeanette, I put in a request for 10 grand, I asked for the 10,000 that Kenneth was getting to be sent our way.
But that'll have to be voted on, right?
The,
Kennebunk wasn't getting it automatically, we have to go to the people every year to request it.
right,
It was voted on.
so we asked for the money that was being sent to be funneled to Bunganut and to go on the ballot for that, yeah, to the town. Yeah, I did ask Jeanette for that. I
But
asked
do
her,
we, in preparation for that, want to have like a succinct message for, people are gonna ask, what is this money for, right? It's gonna get challenged, Kennebunk Pond got challenged.
oh, gosh, yeah.
So I think we need like a succinct, here's what our project goals are, so that we can get people behind it.
So you're good at that stuff.
I can work
So
on that.
I'll give you this, I'm gonna send this to everybody so we all have a copy of it tonight.
We just need a
actually
mission
tomorrow.
statement.
Yeah, if you
Like
want,
a- just
It
a-
just needs to blur.
We,
That's easy.
do, I mean, I went back and
We
pulled
do.
up the Bunganut community like
Yes,
statement,
exactly.
and it's there.
so if
Yeah.
Karen wants to take that and run with it and give a little more detail of what we're gonna do, what the funds we're
Because people
requesting.
will challenge it, people will ask, what about this, what about that, and I think we need to be in sync with what,
Well, at the
what's
town
the
meeting,
answer?
at the town meeting too, when that warrant comes up,
Exactly.
we can,
If
somebody.
you have
can
1 minute
speak up.
PowerPoint, I'll throw it up, I'll bring my projector. and
We
we'll
don't
go
need a
to phone.
PowerPoint.
I'll say
That's
this.
basically the talking points. All right, I can work on that.
So Karen's gonna work on mission statement,
I don't mind helping if you need help proofread as an English major once.
so where's Karen? Okay, mission statement, expanding mission statement and presentation for town.
Overview,
Yeah. Ours is right on.
I have that.
You know, I left that first meeting and my head was like, what have I gotten myself into? And then had to say, okay, what was the
Here it
reason
is.
that they formed the committee? Oh, you have it right there. Yeah.
So, I mean, I asked for 10,000 just because that was what Kennebunk was able to get us off the ground.
It's a good start.
And I thought from there, we could see where we go and then see what kind of fundraising we can get going for businesses that could donate to buy their little stretch of. And again, I thought of, whether they get a placard somewhere or if there's a placard at the beginning of a gate or trail where they're all right there to see whenever one first shows up.
Yeah,
So
it should be the most visible point, so that
Right.
people are getting recognition
Right.
versus being buried in the woods.
Yeah.
So fewer people
Well, and I
can
also
see
think
it.
that there's more ability for vandalism in the woods. There
At the
is,
school, remember we did those donation trees? We have little plaques for who they went to and the name of the tree.
Yeah.
We could do not a tree, but like on a stand,
Yeah.
a plaque with, such and such a company.
Yeah.
And, this stretch
the
of
section
town.
trail
Right.
says donated by or.
It's a stake in the
You know,
ground.
and then asking these
It's pretty
businesses that, donate that to it every year, would you be willing to help fund this for maintenance? It'd be a lower amount, go back to them every year for a donation. So I have a spreadsheet that we can put them into, when we're gonna get them going to be able to keep, going here, and, yeah, I think that's good, so,
We could even have something like on the, when you drive in the shed that's there, hopefully it's a new one. 'cause it's
not good gravy, I know. Yeah, so. What was it?
Oh, I can go look at the trees. Now's a great time to do that.
Yeah, if you, do you have some like ribbon tape or something you take with you?
Yes, and then with that info, can I take that info to Brenda prior to the next meeting?
Oh,
Or
yeah.
right there?
If they're concerned, I don't see why you can't. I'm fine. I think that's a total.
Okay.
Because you can always take pictures and, you know, kind of show her where they, you know, so you can see if there's ribbons down there, these are seriously big concerns. If you see something starting to go over or
And just
whatever.
focus, do you want me to go to the shoreline?
Do you want to just concentrate on the pine side, since that's where we want to concentrate on the cleanup? I think, again, I don't want to overwhelm Brenda,
Right.
and I don't want to look like we're looking to gung ho it and everyone come unglued. So I think if we, that never happens though, right? So I think if we could just, I don't know about you guys, but I think just focus on the pines right now, making it like really rocking, like amazing when we're
Yeah.
done.
And it's my understanding that anything that's completely overhanging the water,
Mhm.
that the land can come down
Okay.
because it's not providing a canopy over the soil.
And that would help paint the shoreline too, when
That
that anything
anything
there.
under 3 inches in diameter.
All right. Well, I think that was pretty good, guys. What do you think?
Great.
I feel a little more organized. I think it's a good plan. What do you think? Everyone feel pretty comfortable with it? Now, next meeting, that's what I was gonna say, time flies, and that's the craziest thing. So today's the 22nd. Do you wanna try and, do you wanna try for the week of the 12th? You know, we have Valentine's Day there. How much time do you guys want to kind of get under these things going? I guess is what I want to.
Do you want to do it on a Monday meeting? Is that what we decided?
Right now, I know budget committee usually does Mondays, but they haven't started meeting yet because we don't have anything to work on yet. So I think we were trying to do,
For the 19th?
It's vacation week.
that's vacation week, so
Sundays.
do we want to try the 12th? Instead of the 13th, like the week of the 12th, whatever's available, does that work for everyone? Except for Valentine's Day.
12, but the rest of the week I am.
Or we could do the week of the 26th. Whichever. I'll get dates for the 12th and the 26th.
Yeah.
And see what, because I know they're doing a lot of workshops right now with the select board because of budget. So week of 12th or Kevin, I hope you know you don't have to take notes since I'm doing this now. Did you figure that out or?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm still taking
I
notes
could be,
myself.
all right, I could be note taker, I guess. This was just your minutes, I guess. I'm like, I hope he's for next meeting. I'm gonna send you guys an invite to the OneNote folder. You guys will be able to put stuff in there and create your own page on there or drop stuff in there for us all to see and then sync.
Okay.
It's kind of handy. It's working really well for comprehensive plan. It's just a place where you can have a working document versus uploading a document.
Yep.
So I guess that's it. Anything else we need to talk about or do?
One other thing, now that I think about it, Lindsay had mentioned that way back in like the 90s, they looked at putting a boat ramp in.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's going to be in the area of the pines. That would mean that a full topographic survey was done of that area. And I don't know if those plans are still in our vault here.
I just saw that too.
So,
So at a minimum, that whole front area, the pines area, should already have survey information.
You know who else might? There's that Bunganut Association. I wonder if they might have. I could reach out to somebody there.
I didn't know there was one.
Yeah. There were a couple of people who came on the tour network.
Oh,
Yeah, they have the annual meeting and they control on the lower lake level.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So next to server, I put boat launch topographical map survey, is that what you have?
Yeah, just the
In
plans
the
for that,
nineties?
that failed attempt definitely had some engineering work done, so
Okay.
there should be some information there. That hasn't changed, obviously, in that area. Hasn't been
So these are things to chase. Because Kevin, wasn't it you that mentioned about doing a nicer boat ramp down there as well? Was it you or?
Yeah,
that was somebody?
I've kind of shied away from the full ramp thing after speaking with some people that live on.
Yeah, they have
Yeah,
no,
hand carry,
no, I
definitely,
think it's, yeah, I think kayaks and
for
canoes.
kayaks, definitely,
Yeah,
yeah.
just keep it quaint
Yeah.
and simple, especially if you don't want a lot of wake water.
Yeah,
It's always so slow, so shallow anyways.
yeah, because I was looking at like emergency access, but I was unaware that there's actually 3 or 4 ramps on Bunganut already.
Yeah.
Private ones, at
Yeah.
like the campground,
Yeah.
some neighborhoods have their own.
Yeah.
There's already access, so
Yeah.
it's really no need for.
Yeah, no, I just think, but I think a nice carry in, carry out one, would be great for locals.
Yeah, and there's still state funds available for those.
Yeah,
Just they prioritize the full.
right, but we're gonna need the survey map to do this. It all leads back to the surveys piece. It's so frustrating.
Yeah.
It's like you have to, and they're just not cheap. And like I said, I did talk to Lindsay about, also having, she talked about having harvesting done also in like phases too, or one phase for the next, but there could be money left over for, surveys and things like that. So I have been talking, we're brainstorming in a way to get the committee money going. But hopefully we can at least get the town to agree to 10,000 to see that what we can to improve it for the town, for their use. And grow it to the point where it's not losing money every year, It's gonna be some expense like anything, but as long as the townspeople are benefiting from it, it's a good, thing for everyone. It's not a community atmosphere over there. Because the library is great, but there's no parking to do anything big. That's always an issue.
Was it the intention to create more?
It was the drive this year.
Yeah, that falls before the precinct.
Yeah.
There never would be that much parking anyways, because they're having even issues trying to figure out how to expand town hall here with everything, the rates laid out, the swampy areas and other things going on. So there's really not a lot of area. All right.
Okay.
I think that's it. Anyone want to call for a motion for?
I'll make a motion that we adjourn.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor? Oh, nice. Easy peasy.
It's good having the
Before you
projector.
run away.
Yeah,
Such a visual.
I have a stand for it, I just didn't have time to put the stand together.
It's fine.
So I'll plan on bringing the projector every meeting. Anyone that wants anything shown, upload it to the drive. And just put it in there, we can have a projector folder, I'll create a projector folder or something.
I want Greg
Just put anything
to
you want, show us, we'll just shove it in there.
So they're just, I'll send you guys.
Yeah, I was sad that there
Oh,
were
yeah,
no
yeah,
maps in it, but I saw.
I didn't even know there was.
That'd be great if they wanted.
I was like blown away by all this work.
I know, you're.
Yeah.
I have a lot going on.
This was
So I-
fun. And like,
I'd probably start